special broadcast of the Way Out Recovery Hour. I'm Bob Sharits, and happy holidays to everybody. We are doing this special broadcast today to send out a plea to Santa Clarita and elsewhere, anybody who's watching this, to help us find Crystal. She goes by the last name of Crystal Ussery or Crystal Edwards, and her picture is side by side on the video as we play this. And anybody who knows any whereabouts or has any information, we have brought her family in with us today to again send out a plea to Santa Clarita and elsewhere, and to talk about what it's like to be missing somebody during the holidays, and especially around mental health and substance abuse issues. In studio with me today, I have Sharon Brubaker, who is a grief and loss specialist. Hi, Sharon. And the reason that I brought you on today is because grief and loss is not always about death.
Yes, absolutely.
Right?
So let's start with the definition of grief. And first, let me say this. I'm so honored to be here with you guys, and I can't even imagine what you're going through at this holiday season. And thank you for allowing me to be here. So the definition of grief is a normal and natural reaction to a loss of any kind, right? So also, we can grieve anyone who's living or deceased, and it's about anything emotionally unfinished in our heart. So even though we know that she is not gone yet, we have a lot of energy, and we're hearing some peaks from her on social media. There's a lot that you guys are going through, and that's why Bob asked me to be here for you guys today.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And again, you know, the holiday season, and you know, this Christmas weekend is a very joyous time for everybody. We're celebrating, but for people who are experiencing a loss, and particularly for the family that's in studio with us today, you know, you guys are heartbroken right now.
Yeah.
And you're you know, and so really today's show is absolutely about bringing Crystal home. That is what we want to do, is we want to send a message out and try to get some information and try to get Crystal home. That's what we're doing here today. But if you wouldn't mind, what I'd like you guys to do is just introduce yourselves. Okay.
I'm Margie Ussery, and I'm Crystal's mother.
Hi, Margie.
Hi.
Margie and I are sharing a mic over here. Go ahead.
I'm Carrie Ann Horwat, and I'm Crystal's sister.
And I'm David King, a family friend and Carrie Ann's boyfriend.
And just like Sharon said, you guys, is you know, we're honored to have you on the show today, and really what we're doing here is we want to bring Crystal home. What I'd like to ask you is there any information, last known whereabouts, anything like that you guys would like to put out there to try to help anybody that's listening to maybe locate where she's at? You know, what kind of information do you have right now about Crystal?
Right now, I mean, everything's kind of been sporadic. We've gotten, you know, potential sightings of her over the last 10 days, which is great in the San Fernando Valley. But we're not searching just there. Pretty much everywhere in Southern California, from San Bernardino to West Covina to Hollywood, downtown Los Angeles, and all throughout the San Fernando Valley, from Glendale, Burbank, across through the 405 area. So she used to live down in Sepulveda, off of Sepulveda and Sherman Way, and we do have a few people that have recognized seeing her within the last month in that area, but just nothing's come up fully concrete, and that's what's really worrying us.
Okay.
Just not able to actually get in contact with her, and her phone not being on anymore. And it's just not like her. She's someone that's a creature of habit. She calls her mom, her grandma, her sister daily. And for her just to stop doing that about a month ago and just not have any contact at all through the holidays is just completely abnormal and out of character for her. So.
Okay. Yeah, it must be very frustrating for you guys right now.
It is. It's really hard because we're used
Here,
to.
you gotta get up here.
It is because it's really hard. We're used to talking to her all the time, no matter what. So for her not to call, even just to like get mad at us or to like just talk to us about whatever, it's not normal. She calls throughout the night, like all the time, to my dad, my mom, my grandma, to me, to anybody. So kind of not.
And what's this? What are you going through right now?
Well, first of all, I want to say about the phone calls is, although Crystal doesn't have her phone right now, she would find someone and use their phone no matter what. Yeah. So she would call 2-3 times a day every single day, whether it was 4 in the morning or 3 in the afternoon or whatever. This is very unusual. It's not normal. And what's it like? It's horrible. It's very emotional not to have her with us, and I hope somebody finds her, and hopefully before Christmas would be nice.
Again, we want to bring Crystal home, and it would be wonderful to have her home for Christmas. It would be wonderful. Are there any, you mentioned if anybody has any information, what phone numbers should they call? Who should they contact?
Well, they have, obviously, LAPD has a 24-hour hotline, which is 1-877-LAPD 24/7. But specifically, Detective Carson with the Missing Persons Unit would be the best option. That would get information right to the team that's searching for her now. And Detective Carson can be reached at 213-996-1800. That's 213-996-1800.
And if anybody, if anybody locally has any information or you've heard anything, you can always contact us at the way out, 296-4444, and we will get the information to the detectives and contact the family and do whatever we can. Crystal has been suffering from substance abuse and mental health issues as well. Can you guys talk a little bit about that? Like, how long has that been going on?
Well, she suffered from mental illness and stuff all of her life. Probably like, I don't know, ADHD since she was little, and bipolar. And so it's been difficult for her.
And she's schizoaffective. She's also
She's been diagnosed schizoaffective as well.
Right. And so she hears things and sees things, and she'll dance around the street, and people think there's something wrong, and she might not be on drugs at all, but now she probably is because she self-medicates when she can't get medication. It's really emotional. There's happy days, there's sad days, and there's scary days, and that's what we go through.
Yeah. And as a mom, first of all, how long has Crystal had these diagnoses? How long have you guys been dealing with her mental health issues?
Okay, Crystal was diagnosed when she was 5 years old with ADHD. Crystal became bipolar later in her 20s. So a lot of this happened later in her life. She's in her 40s now. So it just was something that came on little by little, And right now her biggest thing is she misses her kids more than anything. And she was just about to get to see her kids when a family member on her husband's side put a stop to it. And then she just went off, and she keeps going off because she wants to see her kids. It's all about her kids. This whole thing is about her kids. It's not about me and my husband or her sisters. It's about wanting her kids.
Well, go ahead.
I was just going to say, it is about her kids, and she's tried several times to get help, and we've all tried to help her find help. My mom and dad have tried several times. I've tried, everyone has, but the problem is that when she is medicated from the doctors, she doesn't stay on it long enough because she doesn't see the end result of being able to see her kids, or she struggles when she works because she either works too slow or doesn't do something right because the medication she feels is not allowing her to be herself. So there are a lot of obstacles that are causing her not to want to take her medicine, thinking that it's just easier just to live on the street or just to, be friends with people that have the same mental illness as her. So it's just really hard for her because she just doesn't see how if she does well that everything will be okay.
Yeah, it's in my experience, it's one of the most difficult things is when there is a mental health condition, and first of all, finding the right medications or the combinations of medications that are going to be effective for this particular person, because not every medication works the same for everybody. And then what happens is after that period of trying to find the right medications, when that's finally found, a person starts doing well, and they get this idea in their head after taking the medication, well, I'm doing great, so I don't need to take the medication anymore. And so it becomes this back and forth kind of thing that goes on. When Crystal contacts you guys and when she's found again, one of the things that we would like to do at the way out is certainly offer any help that we can assist you guys with in getting her into treatment, getting her to see doctors, support groups, anything that we can possibly do to help you out when she's found as well. For Sharon, for a family who is who has a loved one that has mental health issues or substance abuse issues, and just like Mom described over here is like it became, the older she got, the more like it became worse and worse and worse. It seems to me that there's a period of like there's prolonged grieving and
Absolutely.
prolonged loss that's going on
Yes.
right there as well, right?
Absolutely, because we know for a fact that grief is cumulative and it's cumulatively negative. So, in other words, every time, Mom, you suffered little losses or little setbacks with your beautiful daughter, that just stayed in your heart, and then the next thing just added to it, and then it added to it. So a lot of what comes up, even right now, is the 40 years of losses that have been there. The thing I want to kind of impress upon you is that I know right now it's really hard not to try to be strong and push through, but be open. And I don't know how you guys are handling it amongst the family. Are you talking a lot? Are you sharing where you're feeling? Are you sharing your emotional thoughts with each other? And really just talking about where you are on a daily basis with each other, because you're your major support team right now.
Yeah, so what does that look like for you guys right now?
Well, Carrie Ann's a big support
Yeah.
because Carrie Ann talks to me all the time.
Yes.
She keeps me aware of what's going on daily.
Mm-hmm.
She has a wonderful boyfriend who's very intelligent.
This
And
guy
when
right
he
here?
tells me something, he tells me very clearly
Yes.
and very well, where I don't have that type of memory as he does, where if I go to relate it, I don't relate it as well. So I love talking to you, David.
Oh, I love
I
talking to
appreciate
you.
you.
Thank you.
And he's helped Carrie tremendously. With that said, that's helped me a lot.
Right.
A lot.
Absolutely. And are you guys talking about Crystal a lot? Things that you
That's
miss
our whole
about her?
communication. Our whole
Right now.
communication is
Yeah.
totally about Crystal every day, where they've been, who they've talked to, who's offered help, the telephone committee they had to call with Crystal's old phone bills to try to call people to see if they've heard from her, talked to her. So.
And we've talked a lot about where she is and her past, but I want to ask you, Mom, tell us something about her. Make her
Crystal?
real for us. Yeah.
Oh, Crystal, oh my gosh. She loves kids. She had a daycare. She's giving. She's heartwarming. She's the greatest kid you'd ever want to know. It's amazing. This is not Crystal. This is totally not Crystal. She's a very kind, loving person. And I always say she'd give me the shirt off my back, her back, but I wouldn't give her mine. That's my saying. So, no, she's a great person. This is not normal. And, you know, even when she lived in her apartment down in the valley, she took care of the little kids in the complex because that's Crystal, you know. And I mean, even one time my husband and I were going through hard times, she went out and bought a whole bunch of lottery tickets and taped them all around the cupboards for us, telling us she hoped we won a big lottery and brought bags of groceries home. She really thought we needed that much help, so she went out of her way to help us. And that was like her senior year in high school. She's a good person.
Yeah.
You know, she just needs to be guided back and needs some help.
Thank you. Thank you for your share. I wanted to know that, Crystal, too.
I mean, it sounds to me like, and this is something that you guys can probably tell just from talking to the family, every single member of this family has a huge, caring, loving, kind heart. And that's Crystal as well. And you can kind of understand, like, with her loss of the kids and not being able to have contact with them, she's going through that grieving process.
Absolutely.
And unfortunately, it's just taken a turn in the wrong direction for her with self-medicating and things of that nature. And that's really changed her a lot over the last few months, and that's where the concern is that we want to be there to offer her help and offer her guidance and actually do what we can to try to help reconnect her with her kids. And that's important. And we hope that if she can hear this, that she understands that she's got a huge support group that she doesn't even understand how big it is. And we're here for her, and we're cheering her on and rooting her on to come back home so she can be reconnected with her family, and hopefully we can help reconnect her in some way with her kids, because that's everything to her. You know,
Beautiful.
and that whole grieving process is tough. It's tough on everyone, and
Absolutely.
it's different.
Yes.
So
is different for everyone, and it's unique and individual for each one of you. So you're each having the grieving process for your own loss. You're grieving your missing daughter, and you are grieving your sister. And all of that is different. Even though we can support each other, it's different for each and every one of us. Bob and I were talking Monday about how when people are grieving and when they're sad and they're heartbroken, the things that they do, the substance abuse, just to relieve the pain, whatever they can do. And it's not uncommon for people to go back on some old habits of drinking, drugs, alcohol.
Well, and you guys have the phrase self-medicating has come up a couple of times during our conversation here, and that is exactly what happens. Is she is experiencing the grieving, the loss of not being with her children, and for a person who has a mental health condition or substance abuse, the loss of themselves as well. She's watching her own sort of life unravel before her and not being able to reel that back in. And it becomes really difficult for a person to go through that. And if there's drugs or alcohol or whatever available, it kind of works very well to shut that down immediately. Yeah. And the problem with that is that we get hooked on it. You know, is that now you're physically addicted to it and you can't pull away from it. And something else that was mentioned here that I love, that you're talking about what a beautiful person she is. And oftentimes with the disease of addiction or the various issues that happen in the mental health world, is that even family members sometimes can lose sight of the beautiful person that's standing in front of them. And they can start to confuse the disease for the person. Yeah. You know, and get mad at them and want to shut them out and push them away. And one of the things that we oftentimes will encourage people to do is exactly what you're doing. Never lose sight of the fact that this is a wonderful, beautiful, caring, kind, compassionate human being, your sister, your daughter, your friend who's suffering. You know, they're not a bad person. Anything that's going on in Crystal's life right now, and if you're watching this, Crystal, or if you're listening to this, you know, anything that's going on in your life, there's help for that.
Yes,
you can get what you need. You just got to reach out for help. You got to contact your family, somebody, and get the help that you need. And there's a lot of people that are rooting for you, Crystal. There's a lot of people that are here to help you, that want to embrace you and get you back to the way that you want to be,
I feel that Crystal has felt quite defeated in everything. In trying to get her children back, it hasn't worked. In medication, it hasn't worked because, like Carrie Ann pointed out, when she'd get a job, they'd tell her, you're too slow, you're too mopey. And she couldn't tell them, well, you know, I'm medicated, that's why. But I did go once to one of her jobs, and I did talk to the boss, and I did try to help her out, and it did help. You know, but still, when they would say something, she'd end up in her car crying and calling me and telling me, Mom, I just can't stay here anymore because my medication, they think I'm too slow or I drop things. And I said, well, that's okay. Just come home. But the biggest thing is she feels defeated. And what I want to let her know is that no matter what's going on right now, Crystal, if you're staying away because you want to stay away because you think you can't come back, just know that we love you and you can come home. It doesn't matter. Don't be embarrassed. Don't be ashamed. You're a great person. I don't care what's going on. I care about you. Just come home. Period.
Carry on. It's in you right now.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, it's tough. One thing that I keep thinking about while we're talking is we've had really good support, like you were saying, from social media, from friends that have messaged me, text me, old high school friends that Crystal has, new friends that have said to me, you know, I'm going to help find Crystal, and I'm going to do things in Vegas, post things here, post things everywhere. Because Crystal's made that much of an impact on so many people's lives through high school and through life, that these people continue to contact me and see if there's any information or anything that, any information I have about her, or if they can help in any way. I have people that search on their lunch break right after work if they drive down the streets in Sepulveda or Van Nuys or Pacoima, anywhere, wherever it is, people are always looking for her. And I'm just so blessed, and we're all so blessed that there's so many people that are willing to do things to find Crystal. I have a friend that put a $5,000 reward and blast her pictures to different businesses that have cameras. And I'm just really amazed and like overwhelmed with happiness, sadness, like all these different feelings. But I'm so grateful and thankful for everybody that shared all these posts and done so much for Crystal. And it's kind of amazing how when you talk about mental illness and you talk about addiction, so many people can relate, and so many people are able to say, you know what, this happened to me, so it'll be okay, or this is what I did, or have you checked here, because this is what we had to do in order to find our loved one. And so everyone connects somehow with something that's happened to them personally or a friend of theirs. So it's really been great to hear that we're not alone in like a different way, not just like a friend that I'm talking to, but just out there in the world, I guess, you know.
I mean, it's honestly, it's a real testament to the impact that Crystal had on people's lives, and the fact that we can't even go to a grocery store here in town without someone stopping us and, hey, how's your sister? Is there any word yet? So, I mean, we went to different high schools. She's a Hart girl. I'm a Saugus guy. So I have a ton of friends that I didn't even realize. I mean, literally 30-something friends that all knew Crystal and know, hey, where is she? What can we do to help? And I'm having friends that I didn't even think were connected asking me what's going on and what they can do to contribute. And that's the biggest thing is, you know, this isn't the average girl. She's 6'2". She's slender. She's beautiful. This is someone that stands out. And our biggest thing is the more we can get this information out, the more we can get her image out, the more we can get the word out to as many people as possible, the quicker we're going to bring her home. You know, this is somebody that one, has a personality that stands out by itself, but she physically stands out. So we know that there are people that have seen her, and that's what we need is that information. And quite frankly, we don't know exactly what her intentions are. There's a chance that maybe she doesn't want us to find her. And if that's the case, then all we need is for her family to make contact and speak to her and know that. But regardless, it's a relentless search, and we're going to keep searching until we find her. We're going to keep searching until we make that contact, and we offer the different types of help that we have available to her and what you're offering as well, which is phenomenal. And we're just really appreciative of everyone just caring so much. And that's what it really takes. I mean, not just for this particular instance, but everywhere throughout the world. We're all human beings. All we need is for people to show some compassion and kindness all the time. And, you know, this is something that really speaks to not just this instance of what's going on now, but to life in general. And it's opened my eyes to some things, quite a bit.
Well, and when we're so a couple of things is absolutely bottom line. It is a testimony to what a wonderful person she is.
Yes, absolutely.
There's a lot of people that love you, Crystal, and there's a lot of people that are out there looking for you, and your family just wants to know that you're okay.
Yeah.
If you're sitting out there and you're, like Mom said, if you're embarrassed or ashamed or afraid to contact, just make the phone call to let them know that you're okay so that they can rest a little bit easier. I can't imagine what it must be like to not know, just to not know.
Yeah.
You know, that's the hardest part is just to not know. But to know that, okay, maybe she is using drugs or maybe she's having a difficult time with her mental health issues, but she's physically okay would be a lot of relief for your family.
It's almost like the why doesn't matter right now. We just
absolutely.
need that phone call.
Right.
The why doesn't matter. We can't look for the why. Right now, we just need that phone call.
And then a couple of other things when we come back. We're going to go on a break right now, but when we come back, you know, the bravery that you guys are showing in publicly talking about, you know, I think that anybody who's missing a family member is certainly going to, you know, put out flyers and look for their family member. But the bravery that you guys have to step up and talk about the other issues that are going on, the mental health issues and the substance abuse and the stuff like that is really, really going to help a lot of people. Just like you said, Carrie Ann, people are coming out of the woodwork and talking about me too.
Yeah.
Me too. Like,
Yeah.
I can relate. I've got this going on. And that kind of stuff right there, even though, it's born out of, oh my God, our loved one is missing, it is helping people because people are allowed to talk about it publicly now, and that helps. That always helps. So I commend you guys on your bravery for doing that. And when we come back, let's talk a little bit about that. And again, put out some phone numbers, and we're here on this special broadcast of the Way Out Recovery Hour to spread the word and make a plea to anybody who's watching or listening to help bring Crystal home. So we'll be right back after this commercial break.
This is a Rita's Daybreak. There's a huge crowd at Rita's. With so many amazing flavors, every day's a treat. Let's see what folks are celebrating.
I lost my first tooth.
No more training wheels.
My dog photo got 37 likes.
3 kids, 3 activities, 0 meltdowns. There you have it. Layer it, blend it, or drink it with Italian ice and creamy custard. So many reasons to celebrate at Rita's. This has been a Rita's Daybreak.
Coming soon to the Canyon Santa Clarita, Stone Temple Pilots, Wilson Phillips, Chris Christopherson, Todd Rundgren, Kenny Wayne Shepherd, Jefferson Starship, John Hyatt, Jim Messina, The Spinners, Doc Inn, Lynch Mob, English Beat, Sinbad, The Tubes, Ambrosia, Steve Tyrell, Melissa Manchester, Missing Persons, and many more. Starting in January. Soulful Sunday brunch every Sunday. Country nights on Wednesdays. And they're the perfect place to host your parties and special events. The Canyon Santa Clarita, where music meets the soul. Tickets available through Ticketmaster.
There are times when nothing else will do because you know exactly what you want. You want the Alamo, the taste of true Mexican cooking at its best. At Alamo, you're treated to a taste that is truly Mexican with an atmosphere to match. Enjoy a Cadillac margarita, try a mucho burrito, or sizzling fajitas. Voted the best Mexican food in the SCV and a favorite of former supervisor Mike Antonovich. Alamo Rotisserie in Granary Square, serving Santa Clarita for over 30 years.
The Santa Clarita Artists Association has a new gallery in downtown Newhall on 6th Street between Main and Railroad, right across from the Canyon Theater Guild. The gallery features our members' paintings, sculptures, and one-of-a-kind handcrafted gift items. Whether you're an art lover, buyer, or an artist wishing to join, visit our website at santaclaritaartist.org, come to our free monthly meetings at Barnes & Noble, or stop by the gallery. For upcoming events and exhibits, check us out at santaclaritaartist.org. We make visual art visible.
Chiquita Canyon Landfill takes the waste from our homes and local businesses and puts it to good use. With cutting-edge clean energy technology, Chiquita Canyon powers 10,000 homes each year by harnessing the methane gas from the landfill. So, the next time you wheel your trash can to the curb, feel good that your waste is on its way to making green energy at Chiquita Canyon.
Chiquita Canyon Landfill, our partner in sustainable living.
KHTS.
Welcome back to the Way Out Recovery Hour. This is a special broadcast, and we are doing this broadcast to bring Crystal Edwards home. She also known as
Usry.
Crystal Usry. I'm getting the last name. So if anybody's seen Crystal or knows any whereabouts, her picture is on the screen. We're rolling her picture on the video right now. If you've seen her or heard anything about her, last known whereabouts was down in the San Fernando Valley around the Sepulveda area, around Sherman Way. Is that what I'm understanding?
Yeah,
so kind of in that area?
North of Sherman Way, yeah.
And so if anybody knows anything, please contact us, contact the radio station, KHTS, contact the Way Out Recovery, SCV, contact the LAPD Missing Persons Division at
877 LAPD 24/7 or Officer Carson at 213-996-1800.
before we came back on, we were having a little discussion in here about, like, I cannot imagine what it must feel like and what kind of fears and what kind of things are going on emotionally with this family, not knowing where their loved one is. And that's all right. It'll be in the background. We got a phone going off in here. It's not mine. It's not mine.
Mom, good job, Mom.
It's all good. And I can't imagine what that must feel like, the fear and the anxiety and the, oh my God. And especially, here we are Christmas weekend, right? And we just want Crystal to be, to contact the family, to be home, to know that she's okay. We were asking about, what are some of your fears? And Mom was very brave in talking about what do you think might be going on and what are some of your greatest fears in not knowing where your daughter is?
My husband Dave and I have talked about this quite often. Our biggest fear is that somebody's holding Crystal in a room someplace and feeding her drugs and keeping her to the point where she doesn't want to go outside and she can't be found because somebody's holding her, or for whatever other reason. That is our biggest concern, because it's not normal for her not to call us, and that's the only thing I can think of, is something horrible is going on. So we need help. Hopefully somebody sees her. Maybe she goes out on the street to have a cigarette in between, or takes a walk down the street, but then she's got to go right back. Hopefully somebody will see her.
Well, you were talking earlier when we were on the break about, even her caseworker, right? Her social worker or whatever. Crystal's not the type that doesn't, like, she'll even call you when she's pissed and say, hey, like,
she
it's
yells
right.
at us. Yeah. Exactly. It doesn't matter. She calls us no matter what. Not only that, but she's so friendly that she'll talk to anybody. She thinks everybody's good. She made videos. People watched her videos, and they would comment, and what they would say is, watch out, Crystal, don't talk to that guy. He looks really bad. Stay away from that person. So she could have stumbled into something accidentally and is in trouble.
Well, certainly I don't want to exacerbate or make your fears any bigger than they are, but something that that is a reality in the world of drugs and alcohol is that there's a lot of things that go on inside of there. And so it's just a fear, and it is a possibility. It is a possibility. And one more time, we're doing this show to send a plea out to anybody who might be listening, or if Crystal is watching the video on Facebook. This is a Facebook Live, but it'll run over and over again. Or if you've seen Crystal with somebody and it doesn't look like anything's right, like she might be being held or coerced with drugs, contact us, please, or say something to the person that's with Crystal. Get her the heck out of there, because her family is very, very worried about her.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah. So, what are, from you guys' perspective, what sort of fears, what kind of sort of emotions, ideas, and stuff are going on in regards to where Crystal might be?
I have the same fears. I have the same fears as my mom and dad do, that somebody might be holding her, and instead of her just being missing because she wants to be and just wants to not talk to us, that maybe somebody is controlling her by giving her more drugs than what she can handle. And it's kind of hard because sometimes I feel the same thing she does. So we're 13 months apart, and we've always been super close. So often I feel like when she's weak, I'm weak, or when she's having a hard time with breathing or something, I feel a lot of the same things. So that's sometimes where I feel that she might be not doing well, not because she doesn't want to. Maybe she started out not doing, like going and doing drugs and stuff like that on the street. But first of all, her homeless has never really been homeless because she always had somewhere she could go. So more than likely, she thought she was camping and having fun instead, So that was one thing. But then it turned into all these videos of her going live about her life. And then after that, when she wasn't on doing live anymore, it seemed like people that were contacting us, like there was someone that contacted us through Facebook and said she wasn't doing well. And so I think it just became a downward spiral. And now I think that wherever she is, it sounded like a good idea, but now she's stuck and now she can't get out of it. So with that, we just want to continue to remind her that we love her and that she can always call us or come home or do whatever she needs to so we can get her the help. But it's never too late to start over. Everyone has another chance every single day of our lives, every time we wake up or we make a choice. And I think that we just have to remind her of that so that wherever she is, that she still has a chance to pick up the phone.
Yeah, that's huge. That's something that Karen, Ann, and I have been talking about quite a bit recently is that, it doesn't matter what mistakes anyone makes in life. Life is a string of moments, and each moment we have a decision that we can make, and we can choose to make a wrong decision or make a mistake, or we can choose to do something better. And, we understand that everyone goes through some hard times and makes some bad choices, but none of that really, really matters. Our past does make us who we are, it does help shape us, but it doesn't define us. What defines us are the choices that we make right now in the very moment that we're in. And that's something that, we think is really huge. And, like Margie said, like Carrie or like Crystal's mom had said, is that, it doesn't matter, nothing matters, we just want you home. And that's 100% correct. We just want to know that she's safe and that she can contact us and that we have these options for her and there's help available, and it doesn't matter what even happened yesterday or this morning. Right now, this very moment, the choices that are made are completely up to each individual human being. So we just want to make sure that we can get this message out to her, and if there's someone that maybe saw her or thinks that they maybe saw somebody that looked like her, don't hesitate. Pick up that phone and call. Even if it's nothing or you think it's nothing, it might actually be something that helps bring her home.
Right. Mm-hmm. Yeah, send us a Facebook message, make a phone call. Any information is good information, even if you think, it's nothing. Please, anything that you think might help. David, you've kind of been taking the lead on any sort of investigations or anything that have taken place. What kind of leads have you guys got? Is there anything that's come up so far?
Yeah, and the thing is we're skeptical people in a sense, so we take everything kind of seriously, but yet with a grain of salt. So, we listen to everything that comes up. We investigate everything that comes up. I mean, to put things bluntly, for the last month, Carrie Ann and I have literally spent almost every single day physically down in different areas searching all throughout LA. We've spent a lot of time off of Sepulveda Boulevard between Roscoe and Sherman Way. And with that, I've gone down without Carrie Ann, and I've made some contacts with a lot of the homeless people. And there's some things down there that it opened my eyes, and I've been talking to people that I normally wouldn't have associated with, people that I know are obviously on drugs and not quite there mentally. And I'm coming up and I'm befriending them, I'm talking to them. And what's amazing is that, she lived down there. So she would walk to the McDonald's or to the grocery store. And a lot of these people have lived there for years. And that's something I didn't know.
So they've seen her and they know who she is.
Oh, like when I show pictures, they're like, oh yeah, she's real tall. Yeah. I'm like, yeah, that's her. And like, she's real bubbly, likes to dance and sing. Yes, that's her. Real bubbly, likes to dance and sing. So when we hear that, it's like, okay, so she obviously had an impact, not just on the manager at a convenience store or a restaurant, on everybody, including homeless people. Everyone she has an impact on that she comes into contact with. Mm-hmm. So with that, it's like, honestly, there are homeless people that are down there that asked for stacks of flyers that they can hand out to everyone they come in contact with. And I keep going down there and talking to these people, and they're amazing people. It really opened my eyes to that in itself and how willing everyone is to help. And that's just been huge. And that's been a huge thing for us. In terms of the investigation work, we have quite a bit. There's a great company that's out there doing social media tracking, which is really amazing. They're pulling analytics from any chatter that's revolving around Crystal, from San Francisco to the border, globally for that matter, but they're getting information back to us that we can review, and their investigation and PIs are working on that as well. We do have private investigators that, God bless them, they have come forward and offered help free of charge. And they're down there conducting an investigation. They stumble across her flyer and they said, wow, is there anything we can do? Can I actually look? Do you mind? And we're like, no. Is there any leads that you can give me? They're not asking for anything. They're not even asking for them to get recognition for this. They're doing it because they have good hearts, and that's the key. And we've gotten good information from them. There's some areas that we've spent quite a bit of time, Carrie Ann and I, getting to know the residents of different apartment buildings around the area. And we're doing things that would not normally be done by either one of us, but in doing that, it's really opened our eyes and actually made a lot of progress in terms of getting sightings. And, I saw her 14 days ago. I saw her last month. And that information we wouldn't have gotten the same way. And let's face it, in the state of California, the Department of Justice states there's over 35,000 missing people each year in the state of California. So, the law enforcement, they're doing everything they can, but at the same time, they can't do everything. It's really the people, the public, that's going to be the biggest tool for us to be able to find her and make contact with her. So, we're grateful for the LAPD. We're grateful for also the Vice Squad getting involved, and they're looking, and the beat cops actually all over the areas that we've been mentioning to them, the Sheriff's Department for the state of California, everyone is really actively searching, but it's the public that's going to be the biggest tool in spotting her and us being able to make contact with her. So,
I just have one thing to say about the homeless people. Crystal lived there, had an apartment there. She would go downstairs and make friends with the homeless people and buy them food. Yep. She would invite them into her apartment so they could shower. She became friends with those people because she felt sorry for them and wanted to be good to them. And so that's why they're being so good to her now, and that's why they want to help her so much.
Absolutely.
She would take them to a restaurant and sit down with them in a restaurant to eat because they couldn't do that. So she's a really good-hearted person. She's just in trouble right now. We need to find her desperately.
Yeah.
We love you, Crystal.
So we're going to take a break, and then we're going to come back and we have to wrap this up. But again, we're here today because we are sending out a plea. David, you had mentioned earlier about just human compassion and the connection, and you have certainly demonstrated that in talking about the people that you're talking to and how people are so willing to help. And it really is going to be us connecting with each other that's going to find Crystal and bring her home. But we want to, again, we're here today to send out a plea to bring Crystal home. And if Crystal, if you're watching this or listening, please contact somebody and let them know that you're safe. That's all the family wants to know, is that you're okay. And if we can help in any way that we possibly can, we will absolutely do that. When we come back, let's give some tools to anybody else who might be listening that's missing someone during the holiday. And maybe you guys can share some of your experience and how you guys are holding it together through this time when your loved one, you don't know the whereabouts of your loved one. So this is the Way Out Recovery Hour. I'm Bob Sharits. We'll be back in a minute.
Don and Gino here. So we know you want to have fun learning about real estate and finance. You're going to want to tune in this Saturday, 9 a.m. to the Don and Gino Real Estate and Finance Show right here on your hometown station. Hot topics, as always, guiding you to personal and financial wellness. And that's right, you don't want to miss it. So again, this Saturday, 9 a.m., and then we replay it online Sunday, 9 a.m., Tuesdays and Thursdays at 7 p.m. right here on the Don and Gino Real Estate and Finance Show. Join us.
Drugs or alcohol abuse can tear a family apart. In Santa Clarita, just like everywhere else, it's an epidemic. The Way Out Recovery is here to help. Call them now at 296-4444 or visit them on the web at thewayoutrocoveryscv.com. The Way Out offers outpatient treatment for adolescents, adults, and family members. The Way Out is compassionate, caring, professional, and confidential. You and your family don't have to suffer any longer. Call the Way Out Recovery now, 296-4444, or visit thewayoutrocoveryscv.com and make an appointment. Asking for help is the first step.
Hi, this is Kirk Stinson with Plumbing by Kirk, your hometown plumber. By this time, you should know where all your gas and water shutoff valves are in case of an emergency. If you don't, you should call Plumbing by Kirk. Our friendly staff will be more than happy to set an appointment for one of our technicians to come to your home and clearly mark all your shutoff valve locations. We invite you to visit our website for free plumbing advice at plumbingbykirk.com or give us a call, 263-6519. That's 263-6519.
My dad is the best plumber ever. Call Plumbing by Kirk.
Mission Valley Bank puts the community in community banking. They strive to be your most trusted bank. Mission Valley Bank is happy to sponsor KHTS Holiday Music. Happy holidays!
KHTS Holiday Music also brought to you by Chiquita Canyon.
From all of us at Chiquita Canyon, we'd like to wish you and your family a happy, prosperous holiday season. This year, Chiquita Canyon is proud to sponsor holiday music on your local hometown station, KHTS. Happy holidays.
It isn't often when we see a company launch in Santa Clarita and become an international sensation. In 2010, Jen Gerard founded Whitening Lightning in her Valencia kitchen. Now it's a booming international sensation. Leading actresses and international models have switched to Whitening Lightning to avoid the mess, hassle, and sensitivity of other products. Whitening Lightning's simple Dial a Smile kit will dramatically turn your teeth whiter in just 20 minutes. Rediscover how white your teeth can look. Visit whiteninglightning.com. whiteninglightning.com.
KHTS. We fall so hard, now we gotta get back what we lost. I thought you'd come, but you were with me all alone. And every kid that came up to me and said I was the music they listened to when they first got clean.
Welcome back to the special edition of the Way Out Recovery Hour. I'm Bob Sharits, and we are in studio with the family of Crystal Usry. God, horrible.
Edwards.
And Crystal Edwards, also known as Crystal Usry. We are in studio with her family trying to ask the public to help us find Crystal. We have a couple of minutes left, and is there anything that you guys would like to say in this last couple of minutes? And then real quick before we get off, we want to offer anybody who might be missing somebody, during the holidays, some help for that, how you guys are getting through the holidays as well. So
I just want to say one thing. I just want to let Crystal know that, Crystal, although your father's not sitting beside me right now talking to you, I want you to know that he loves you very much, and everything that's been said, he feels the exact same way, and he can't wait till you get home. He can't wait to hug you and give you a big kiss. We love you, Crystal.
yeah, there's a lot of people that love you, Crystal, so please reach out to somebody. Another thing, speaking of reaching out, the LAPD has requested that if you do have information, contact directly to
the LAPD at 1-877-LAPD 24/7 or Officer Carson at 213-996-1800.
So contact Officer Carson directly if you have any information would be the best way to do it. If you can't do that, call us, get a hold of somebody. But Officer Carson at
213-996-1800.
996-1800. Any families that might be listening that are experiencing a person who's either missing or not with them, whether they know their whereabouts or otherwise, how are you guys getting through this holiday season with the strength that you've obviously have been showing during this show? How are you guys making it?
Love, compassion, and kindness. I mean, talking about it, not being afraid to open up. That's huge. I mean, a lot of people have fears of expressing themselves, and I think this whole process, this journey of searching for her, has really allowed us to be 100% open and honest about our feelings across the board. And we'll express our absolute darkest fears and our absolute greatest expectations in terms of what's going on. And that allows us to really deal with this and to open up and just lay it on the table and discuss it and go through some rationality and some logic. And in doing that, that's actually led us down different paths of searching as well. And had we not been 100% open like that, I don't think our searches would have gotten us as far and as close as we've gotten. So that's been the biggest thing.
Carrie Ann, how are you making it through, Carrie Ann?
I'm making it through from the support from everybody from Facebook, besides my family and David. It's all the people that are reaching out and talking about how they have experienced a lot of the mental illness, addiction, different issues with their family and sharing stories. So I say thank you very much to everybody. And I want to say, Crystal, I love you very much. You're my other half. You're my best friend. And I can't wait to see you again. I love you.
So I want to ask anybody who's watching this video or anybody who's listening to this, if you're on Facebook, if you're on Instagram, share. Take this video and share it and put it out there and put it out there and put it out there. It has Crystal's face on it. We're rotating a picture on the video so you can see what she looks like, and it has information for contact. Sharon Brubaker, grief specialist. Before we get off the air, anything you want to say?
I just want to say, for Christmas Day, I just really want to implore upon you guys to have a plan. Don't just let the Christmas Day hit you, smack in the face. I'm sending out all my energy that she comes home immediately after the show, and we have the rejoicing show, right? Because we'll have you on here.
Yeah.
But I also want you to have a plan, and I want you to do something special in honor of her. Go into the holiday with a plan. Don't just let it hit you on Monday. So whatever that is, you guys are an amazing family. Thank you. I'm so honored to be here with you for this very moment and sharing time. And of course, I want you to know that I'm offering my services to you guys at no charge. Anything you need, if you just want to talk, if you just want to get together, I'm here for you. Please understand that.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right. Thanks a lot, guys. Thanks for your bravery. We will do anything we can to support you. And again, to the public, share. Share this video. Share it over and over and over again. I'm Bob Sharits. This is a special edition of the Way Out Recovery Hour. And thank you very much for watching and listening.
She's so grateful, tears in her eyes, looking like she's